Hi, good evening. We're going to talk today about the product that we selected for our food product development class project. During this semester, we have been working on a dark chocolate tropical cream, more specifically a mango flavored one, and then we made it a low calorie version for it. My name is Santiago Cardenas Pinto.
My name is Jamie Tagala.
And my name is Wolf Gibatsis.
So for our concept, our product that we created aims to provide an indulgent bite of tropical chocolate. Our dark chocolate low calorie tropical cream provides a sweet treat in a low calorie package. The dark chocolate encases a small mango flavored center to provide a tropical vacation in each bite without any guilt associated with high calorie desserts. The target market that we aim for is health conscious on the go consumers. Our product is a filled chocolate product that uses dark chocolate to encase a mango flavored cream filling. Each package of chocolate will contain 6 pieces of chocolate, and every serving size is 2 pieces. As I said before, the target market for our product is health conscious on the go consumers. And according to the Simmons Connect Plus survey held in 2018, 81.26% of their participants consume chocolate and other candy products. Of those consumers, 14.86% purchase low calorie products while watching their diets. And then throughout the United States, 30% of adults consume some type of low calorie sweetener, with 4.6% purchasing low calorie sweetened foods. And then on the right, you can see that this is the age distribution and gender distribution of participants who took the Simmons survey and also consumed low calorie chocolate products. And then here are our ingredients and nutritional label. As you can see, we use allulose as a low calorie sweetener to reduce the amount of added sugars. Per serving, 2 pieces of chocolate are 35 calories, and we use 70% dark chocolate in our product.
So for the process flow diagram, this is just like a general description of the process that we went through throughout the semester. Initially, in the beginning of the process, we just started brainstorming about prospect products that we wanted to produce, and then why would it be viable and what would it be a good option. Having a background as a candy maker, I work with some chocolate, and I have some experience working with this product, so I suggested something related to that, and we came up with this idea. So the brainstorming was the first part of the product, and then we started to think about who will be our target market and who will be the people that we want to convince or to attract towards our product. And then we came up with the low calorie part, and then we decided to use the filled chocolate in order to have a little more wiggle room to play with flavors and etc., and not use just solid chocolate. And as you can see, the flow diagram divides in two because we will need to work in both very different process, both in the chocolate shell, and then in the filling cream, which will each have their process, like different parts of their process. You can do the next slide. So for this one, we can see in this picture right here at the bottom right is just what we had at the end. You can see the product right there, a very thin shell of chocolate filled with a very creamy, full flavored mango cream. As we mentioned, part of the brainstorming, or part of like the beginning parts of the project, was just sourcing the ingredients, looking at what chocolate we want to use, and then that was the first part. Second, the first thing that needs to be produced was the fondant, which is the base of the cream, the filling. specifics that can be seen right there. It needs to be cooked to a certain temperature and then cool down, aerated to make the sugar crystals crystallize again after they've been cooked. The cream, the fondant is then converted into the cream that we need, and it needs to be modified its structure to be adopt the cream texture and to be runny, which is what we want. When the consumer will buy a Tour product, it will like have a liquid filling. The tempering of the chocolate was very important. This is crucial to have a proper texture and a proper flavor and visual characteristics of the chocolate. And then after that, assembling the product can be seen in the next slide. Actually, we can move forward to the next one so we can see more visually. There you go. So in this one, we can see the initial ingredients for the fondant, which is not very calorie friendly product. It is basically sugar, water, and corn syrup. And this is what we decided later to change the whole granulated sugar and switch 25% of this with allulose. Then we can see that the product after is cooked to 234 degrees, and then we need to cool it down. The thermometer you can see right there had to be always being checked to when we reach the proper temperature. We need to pour into the stand mixer and then aerate it until we can find this product that we can be seeing right now, which is the fondant. And then next we have the ingredients that we will use to make the cream. Next, in the picture, we can see the finished product of the creams. One of them next to the allulose will be the low-calorie version, and then the one next to the sugar is the full calories. And this cream consisted in basically just the fondant, the sugar base, invertase, which is an enzyme that we use to break down the sugar or like to switch the structure again, invert it to make it liquid. And this also requires some citric acid and some like flavor extract. And then you can see the shells of chocolate can be seen there, which just requires the mold to be completely filled with tempered chocolate, and then just shake off upside down to get rid of like most of the chocolate, but still leaving behind a little shell of chocolate. After this is cooled down and solid, we need to add the cream, which is in this piping bag that we use to appropriately be able to fill each of these holes or each of these like chocolates in a very precise manner. And then you can see in the next picture the mold after we have emptied out after the product has been completed. And you can see like there's no chocolate behind, which showed us that we let the chocolate temper properly and we didn't have any unsolidified chocolate. You can do this next slide. All right, and to evaluate if the low-calorie version of our product was viable, we did a sensory panel, and then we evaluated the acceptance of this new version compared to the full-on sugar very calorie dense product. And then we had 15 panelists. We have a very small panel, a sensory panel, because for prototype we only had a limited amount of both materials and raw materials. So I only had one mold, and we could make only 20 per batch. So we made one of the low calorie versions, and then we made one of the regular. And then we asked the panelists which one was preferred for each one of them. And we had 15 panelists, and according to the two-sided directional difference test table that we used to evaluate statistically if there was any difference or not, with a significance level of 0.05. The value was 12, and the number was not high enough to be able to conclude that there was any statistical difference between them. So we could conclude that there was not a statistical difference between the products, and then they were both equally acceptable. So we could move forward with the low-calorie version without hesitance, and that the product will not be as accepted as the regular one.
So moving forward, our product package will contain about 6 chocolate, not about, exactly 6 chocolate pieces, each encased in a thin layer of plastic. The plastic will prevent outside odors from affecting the flavor of the product. And as you see in the right, you can see that the package is, it has more than 6, but we decided to scale down in our markups, and we decided that it would be best if we instead put 6 chocolate inside of our packaging, because it would be better for product placement when we do go for stores. So that will be better for our consumers to see our products better. And yeah, the photo on the picture on the right really shows how our product is going to be finally when it hits the stores. And some quality and safety considerations to really think about before we launch is the name of our product, which is dark chocolate low calorie tropical creamer. And since the product has the term dark chocolate, we must be aware of the current regulations regarding what can be labeled and marketed as dark chocolate. So to be marketed as dark chocolate, a product must comply with the FDA guidelines for non-standardized food bearings, the name chocolate. To bear the name of chocolate, our product must have no artificial chocolate flavoring or natural flavoring derived from source other than cocoa beans. And furthermore, since our product utilizes soy as part of the ingredients for this product, the product must be clearly stated in the ingredient list that it contains soy, as this is required by the FDA. And this is clearly because soy is part of the Big 8, which is allergens that could affect consumers. And furthermore, we must be aware of the potential hazard that making this product that it has. And one of the first things that we must consider is the adulteration of the product, and that could be from receiving the cocoa pods. We need to be aware of the pesticides, the fertilizers, and the pests in our cocoa pods, and we need to be able to be aware of those products to ensure that those products do not affect the final product. So we must be able to do some good testing to ensure that there's no pesticides, no fertilizer, or pests in our product to move on. And also there's a risk of microbial growth due to insufficient roasting time and temperature. And there is also possibility of contamination from airborne foreign matter, dust, pollution, and bacteria. Cocoa and chocolate products are based on high quality ingredients and raw material, strict supplier partnership, and compliance with well-defined quality and safety standards. So before we even move forward with this product, we must be aware of all the hazards that could potentially happen in our product. So we must have a great HACCP rule in place for our product to ensure that none of this occur. So that could include ensuring that wherever we're getting our cocoa beans from, that this supplier is very very knowledgeable and aware of everything that goes in our product, just to ensure that there's nothing unwanted that is reached to the consumer. Because if these adulteration reach our final product, it could really bring down our market value. So moving forward, after careful consideration, the group has decided to continue with the production plan to produce this product. Overall, this product is comparatively cheap to produce, and the target market is large. And by using the sensory panel to test the market, acceptability of the lower calorie chocolate product was seen to have no significant difference than that of the product not using low calorie sweetener. Therefore, the group has decided that the product was viable to launch. Thank you so much, and we appreciate it, and have a great day.
Thank you.
Did it stop?
I think it's still recording.